Smells like children. Hi, Marilyn. Hi. So, first off, I was going through your file. Did you know you have a file here at the station? And
I mean, I'm in trouble.
No, you're not in trouble. Every band has a file. But there was a press release. Can you please be quiet? Thanks. There is a press release from your record company that says, nudity, self-mutilation, chickens, arrests, spitting. See them now before they're in jail, dead, or the biggest rock band in America. And I'm wondering, like, what is it shock value? Is it deep meaning? Is it science project? What motivates your work?
It's a little bit of everything. I like to experiment with people's fears, see what motivates them, what scares them. And at the same time, I also sometimes mock the whole sensationalism of it all anyways. Sometimes it seems like I'm trying to be shocking, but I'm mocking the fact that people take it so shocking. Shock point's never been the point. It's just sometimes easier to get things across to people if you say it in a way that gets their attention more than something else would.
Yeah. So you sort of intentionally bring it way over the top. So play with it. Play with the image. Yeah. And the embodiment of fears, or trying to face your fears through what you do. And in a way, if you embody your fear, you almost have some sort of control over your fears.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way that I've always overcome things that terrified me, by becoming them. And, you know, hopefully if people who like our music can learn from that, maybe I shared something with them that means something to them. You know, that's the most that I can try and do, is to make people think.
And confront stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. What is, like, your biggest fear?
Of myself, I guess. Fear of losing control. Because I like so many times to put myself very close to chaos, but that makes me appreciate control even more.
Do you feel like you've got control over the chaos, or is it just an attempt at it?
That's an everyday battle, you know, which makes life worth living. If it wasn't that way, it would be pretty boring.
I was reading somewhere, I think it was in Option magazine, you were talking about the idea, or you believe in the idea of survival of the fittest and social Darwinism, about being strong. But how does that reflect into society? How the idea that society tries to take care of the weak, is that a pointless pursuit?
I just think it's something that people need to think about more. In America, through the part of Christianity, we're raised to love everybody. And I think when you love everyone, that really depreciates the value of love. You know, the things that I love, I would die for and I care deeply for. But I couldn't say that I loved everything, or it would have no value. And the same thing goes for hate.
If it was all hate, there would be...
Sure.
You're talking about the whole cosmos.
You need it all.
Yeah. Sort of a Taoist idea.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. You cover Patti Smith's Rock and Roll Nigger. Why did you do that?
I thought it was a song that nobody else was brave enough to cover these days. Because of political correctness, people are terrified of using a word like that, but I thought, hopefully in the same way that she did when she was writing it, it demystifies it and makes it not such a bad thing. And at the same time, the song talks about being on the outside of society and not wanting to be a part of what everybody else is trying to make you fit into. And that's something I think everybody here can relate to.
So you felt pretty marginalized throughout your whole life?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing is, do you feel on some level that you have, you're from a privileged position? Because somebody, like, say for example, if you have Alzheimer's, you just can't control how you are, and you're really marginalized.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
So in a way, so all of us here come from a fairly privileged place.
Yeah, I mean, I can only think about the way that I live my life. I can't try and put myself in someone else's position. So.
You come from Florida, and that's one of the most conservative states in America. Do you think that has anything to do with your work? Trying to go against that sort of censorship?
Florida's, you know, got a great responsibility in why I exist the way I do, because it's a state where it's very sunny, everyone's having a good time and going to the beach and tourists, and if you're smart enough to realize that life's not just about that, you're going to build up some resentment, and the way that I put that to good use is by making music. Some other people may, you know, take it out in a different way, and that's where you end up with you know, Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy and people like that. But I think there's no real difference between artists and killers. I think that's the way that they're expressing their art. You know, it's not necessarily the right way, but they weren't lucky enough to figure out a good avenue like people like us have.
Are your parents very supportive of your work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a strange way.
They think it's cool that you're famous or something like that? Or?
No, I don't know if they understand everything that I say, but I think they probably feel responsible for the way I've turned out, so they have no choice but to like it.
Support you.
Yeah, so they've always been understanding, you know. I went to a private Christian school, but...
Is that right, eh?
My parents weren't very religious. They just wanted me to get a good education, but unfortunately I got all the baggage that came along with that.
Yeah, because you probably interpreted it in your own way.